We're following a developing story tonight after a deadly plane crash in North Dakota. Aviation and transportation officials are still looking for what caused a crop-dusting plane to go down, killing a North Dakota man early this morning. Valley News Team's Molly Casey is near Gwinner, where the plane crashed, and she joins us live. Molly?
That's right. Around 7:50 this morning, a 911 call came in that a plane had crashed in a bean field right behind me. And you can see that the plane, when it went down, lost both of its wings. First responders on scene said that they were hoping to pull the pilot from the plane alive, but unfortunately that pilot was pronounced dead on scene. Now, the FAA has been out here on scene all day inspecting the plane and investigating what may have caused the crash. And I spoke with the sheriff's department, who says that they think that the fog in the area may have contributed to the plane going down this morning. This plane was a crop dusting plane. It was used to spray crops in the area and had taken off not too long before it went down. But as of right now, there is no determination as to why the plane may have crashed, but they are still looking into the reasons why that may have happened. Now, I'm out here on scene looking at the plane behind me. It is not a very good scene whatsoever. There are pieces spread for quite a few yards all around the plane itself. So I will be back with more details later on about what may have happened to this plane.
All right, thank you, Molly, for that live report. As she mentioned, we'll have much more on this story tonight on Valley News Live at 9 on the Fargo CW and Valley News Live 10 at 10. That deadly crash in Gwinner is the latest in a series of plane crashes in our area. This plane went down in Monoman County just a little over a week ago. Mark Habedank of Twin Valley, Minnesota, had to be pulled from this crash near the Monoman Airport on June 20th. That crash is still under investigation. That comes after a crash killed Hans Allness back in December of 2016 in an area south of Fargo. Allness was attempting to land at Hector International Airport and reported an onboard fire before the deadly crash. And less than a week before that crash, 2 people were hurt after a plane went down in a field near the Moorhead Airport. Fog was also believed to be an issue in that crash. The clouds are hanging around today. There's still a chance of showers for some of us. Hutch, will that be the case this evening too?
Yeah, we are seeing some scattered thunder showers across mainly our western counties west of the Red River. As we take a look at the latest radar, we do see some of these producing some lightning. Not expecting any widespread severe storms, but you may see some brief small hail from these. They're not moving very fast. As we look into southeast North Dakota and along the I-94 corridor, Barnes and Stutzman County really could use some moisture, and they're getting it in pieces with these slow-moving cells working through the northern portions of the valley right now. Walsh County as well as Nelson County seeing some showers drifting in the general direction of Grand Forks County. This evening, temperatures slipping through the 70s. Can't rule out sprinkles, but if we have any here in the FM area, it does look like it will be later. Coming up, I'll have details on a little bit more rain in our forecast as we head toward the holiday weekend. It looks like the heat is on. I'll have details what you can expect heading into the 4th here in a minute.
All right, thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
And remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. We're getting new information about the search for a man authorities say may have drowned while swimming in the Red River. Fargo police say this man, 24-year-old Fanuel Osrod, was last seen around 5 this morning. They're asking that anyone with information about his whereabouts contact them. Crews were called out to the West Dike near 4th Street South in Fargo around 7:30 a.m. Witnesses tell police Osrod and 2 other men were swimming in the water when they lost sight of him, but they're not sure if he got out on the Moorhead side. Authorities say the current is strong where the men were swimming, and crews have been searching both the water and the banks around the river. This is the second time search crews have been called out to the Red River this month. Authorities found the body of David Takane 10 days after he was first reported missing. Big changes are coming to the VA as a direct result of a Valley News Live investigation. Early last year, we looked at the credentials and board certifications listed for doctors at the Fargo VA facility, trying to find out if these medical professionals were who they say they are. In the wake of our reporting, Valley News Team's Bradford Eric tells us the VA is moving to an entirely new system now. Bradford?
Andrea, in February 2016, I took a look at who was providing medical care to our veterans here in Fargo. We could not find board certification for 6 medical professionals any place we searched. The Fargo VA's chief of staff even said confirming medical credentials is incredibly difficult to do.
So which board certified them? And some, we can't distinguish between them as a facility. There are different boards, there's different specialties, there's different requirements.
The VA's Office of Inspector General directly references our reporting, saying the agency started looking at providers' credentials after we identified issues. The report says the VA did not have clearly defined processes for updating their providers' website lists. They did not have adequate validation for these doctors' credentials, and they did not update the site regularly to keep up with changing certifications. Now, as a result, the VA is developing new policies outlining how doctors and their certifications are posted online, including oversight processes at both the local and national levels. Andrea?
All right. Thank you, Bradford, for that live report. You can see our original report for yourself. We have attached a link to this story on our website, valleynewslive.com. Tense moments in Grand Forks when a 911 call went out saying there were shots fired at the courthouse. It only took a matter of minutes to discover it was a false alarm. Before noon today, Grand Forks Sheriff's deputies rushed to the courthouse with guns drawn. They even had air support. Border Patrol was assisting with a helicopter over the courthouse. They evacuated the building to discover the loud banging coming from a frustrated female juvenile on the 3rd floor.
The juvenile became upset, beat her head, pounded her head against the wall 3, 4, 5 times, and then was removed from the courtroom, taken back to juvenile detention.
Authorities say they don't anticipate that juvenile girl to be in any additional trouble. In just hours, President Trump's travel ban will take effect after the Supreme Court reinstated his executive order earlier this week. People from 6 mostly Muslim countries will not be granted visas unless they show close family or business ties to the United States. Weijia Jiang reports from Reagan National Airport in Arlington, Virginia.
Most of President Trump's travel ban goes into effect at 8 p.m. Eastern, a signature campaign promise that resonated with voters like Dana Cady.
If nothing else, it'll make a psychological difference to know that we're actually going to do something to prevent terrorism. And it's about time.
Citizens from 6 Muslim-majority countries will not be allowed to enter the U.S. for at least 90 days while the U.S. reviews its immigration policies. The Trump administration calls them terror-prone.
They weren't even involved in the 9/11 or any other terrorist attacks that happened on the United States soil. And Saudi Arabia or Egypt or those countries who were are not even on that list.
Artie Safi moved to the U.S. from Iran 6 years ago, leaving behind loved ones he's now worried about.
Their concern is if this is just the beginning of something bigger, just more like relations being cut off.
Travelers from the banned countries who have already approved visas won't be affected, and the ban includes some exceptions for new applicants. People with a close family member in the U.S., such as a parent, spouse, child, or sibling, will still be allowed to travel to the U.S., but that does not include grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, or other extended family. Journalists, students, employees, and lecturers with valid invitations or work contracts will also have permission. The Supreme Court will decide if the ban is constitutional this fall. Weijia Jiang, CBS News, Arlington, Virginia.
So far, no major problems have been reported on this first day since the new guidelines were officially issued. The Middle East's biggest airline says its flights to the U.S. are operating as normal. Police near Dallas spent the morning clearing a fiery interstate crash, which included wrangling loose pigs on the highway. A semi-truck carrying a load of pigs tipped over and burst into flames on Interstate 45 in Wilmer around 6:45 this morning. No one was injured, but it was quite a job trying to round up the animals that had survived. At one point, officers managed to get some of the livestock into a trailer, but then they escaped. The new Sanford Medical Center is less than a month away from opening, and today our own Lisa Bedeau and Christy Larson from the Valley Today said thank you to supporters of the Sanford Children's Hospital. Lunch was served while Children's Miracle Network supporters heard stories from families about the treatment their kids received. Sanford employees and doctors say it's because of the donations that they are able to help so many people.
Our life-saving medical equipment, our special programs that are unique to the sick and injured kids, as well as education, so injury prevention, which is also very important. So the philanthropy is so important to Sanford Children's Hospital, and our Children's Miracle Network partners are definitely an important part of our team.
The new Sanford Medical Center will start seeing patients on July 25th. And here's a little Thursday pick-me-up. According to Fargo Police's Facebook page, these officers were out for lunch today at Spicy Pie, and the boy you see here, Jack, enthusiastically offered to buy their meals. And even after the officers graciously turned down the offer, Jack insisted. The officers extend their thanks to both Jack and his mom for not only their support, but also for the best slice of pizza ever.